Good morning and welcome to our tip of the week. Today, I'm going to be talking about the importance of developing something called rank awareness. And this comes from the work of Arnold Mindell and the Process Institute. And if you know anything about Arnold Mindell and the work that he does in the world, it is a lot of peacemaking work in places where individuals or even countries that are highly conflicted. Um, he has people that work all around the world helping people have dialogue and work through their problems together. And one of the things that he says is that we all need to develop an awareness of rank, because if we are unconscious of the rank that we have, we can be unconsciously abusing it, or people will feel marginalized by us. And there are folks out there who do consciously abuse the rank that they hold. Um, and there is a high cost to that in regards to relationships, building trust, and working through conflict. So when I refer to the term rank in my workshops, I know that people have a bit of a tough time with the terminology. And so I always spend a little bit of time up front getting them comfortable. It's like learning a new language. Rank refers to one's power in any given situation. And power is contextual, and it is also a matter of perception. So when we start talking about rank, we're really talking about um, people's perception of us and where we hold power. And that we all have power in different circumstances, that there are no powerless people. However, contextually, when we come together in relationship, there is a power dynamic at play. Often it lingers under the surface, it's unnamed, it's unspoken, and it affects the way that we're communicating with each other. One of the ways that I've personally come to understand this better is if I'm in a situation with someone and I'm concerned about perhaps hurting their feelings. I'm able to articulate myself really well. I can organize my thoughts. I can find my words, and I feel really strong. And I feel a sense of ease in the relationship or in the situation. I have power in that situation. And on the other hand of things, when I walk into a space where I actually feel perhaps a lack of confidence, I'm uncertain, I lose my frame of reference, I'm not able to find my words so easily, and it's very uncomfortable and awkward, and that sense of ease is no longer there. I perhaps have lower rank contextually in that situation. So there are different kinds of rank. Rank is dictated by a variety of things. It can be something like our education gives us some power, our socioeconomic background. Certainly, if we're from a marginalized group, we have a certain type of rank, or we have perhaps less rank than folks from the mainstream group. How much money we make, whether we have a job or not, um, if we have developed ourselves and our internal resources, that gives us a certain kind of power. And where there's so when you think about rank, think about this. Rank gives us power. Power gives us some privileges. Privileges create ease in our life, and not everybody has the same privileges or the same level of ease. And so what we want to do is just be mindful of where we contextually have a little bit of rank, perhaps, and what effect that might create in other people. Um, because what can happen is if we are not aware that someone perceives us as being powerful or having rank, then we marginalize them and their problems and their concerns. So we don't have a frame of reference for where they're coming from. We don't understand them, and we can perhaps minimize where they're coming from. So, for instance, I will always use an example between my husband and I where um, and the roles change. So sometimes he's in a role where he holds more rank, and sometimes I'm in a role where I hold more rank. It just depends what's going on in our life. But there will be times where regardless of all the training I have, if I have high anxiety about something and I'm worrying about something and I'm very attached to a situation and I want to see a good outcome, and I'm a bit stressed about it, he is able to come from a different perspective where he's very calm. He's not having the same concerns as me, and he can be supportive of me. Now, that means that he has psychological rank contextually, and the way he uses it is a good use of rank, because what he does is he uses it to soothe me and to provide me with support. Now, if he were to come at me and tell me that I was silly for worrying and that I should stop worrying and that I should let it go and that he's tired of me worrying about things, I would feel shut down, and it would shut down the communication between us. I would feel misunderstood. So I know it's a complex topic. I wanted to touch on it this week because I mentioned it last week, but it is a big discussion exploring rank. So as we go along, I'll continue to unfold it a little bit more. And you know what? If you have questions, email me. Those of you who've been in my workshops know that we do spend a lot of time talking about this, because it really does affect the way that we communicate and the way that we handle conflict with each other. So just notice the dynamics while you're out there. Notice the relationships where you have ease, and notice the relationships where you don't have so much ease. Where you have ease, your job is to make others comfortable coming to you and talking to you, especially if they have less rank contextually. And in those places where you don't have ease and maybe it's a little bit awkward and uncomfortable, the work for you is to really find your voice with those folks, especially people in positions of authority. People who have titles, bosses, managers, folks that have influence, where we may need to go to those people and ask for our needs to be met. It can be very, very tough. You can really feel the rank dynamic in those circumstances. So just as always, practice and continue to develop a conscious awareness of these things. And we'll talk to you next week. Have a great week. Bye.